Welcome back to Rich's Garage. I have here a late model Camaro that one of my good friends had painted for his brother. His brother has a 2012 45th anniversary Camaro. And I was over his house and he said, hey, he knows that I had started building models a year or so ago. And he said, hey, I painted this car and it just doesn't look right. So he brought it out to me, and you can see all the bumps in it. So I said, hey, look, why don't you bring it over to my house and I'll show you how to wet sand it, and we'll see if we can save the paint. So when he brought it over, we just did a little quick wet sanding on this one panel here, and we got it to smooth out, but there's still little pock marks in the paint, almost like the release agent on the plastic inhibited it from really laying down flat. Now he used the Tester's one coat lacquer, obviously in black, and I don't know if he's had a bad can or if he didn't prime this. You can see he just sprayed right over the plastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a bath and strip the paint, and then give it a good washing again, see if there's anything that jumps out on the body that needs any attention, and then we're going to try and we're going to prime it, sand it again, and see if we can get a better, cleaner paint job. I wanted to try and save the paint because he did paint it for his brother, but it's just not going to work. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to strip this. I don't even know what kit this is. He just gave it to me in a bag. So I think this is one of those AMT 2012 Camaro kits. So that's it for now. I'm going to give this a bath, and then when it's all cleaned up, we'll go from there. Talk to you later. Okay, everyone, we're back. This is what the Camaro looks like after sitting in Castro Super Clean for a day. So all the black has been taken off. And I noticed there's a couple little things with the body that I'm probably going to sand out. So the way they molded the front nose, they went with this straight line here. And looking at pictures, it's really this body line. Let's see if we can. There you go. This body line that kind of comes in and meets up and then comes down. And also on the real car, it looks like the marker light is below this seam line. So I think I'm going to take this line out completely, just let it blend in. I think that'll look alright. And the same thing on the other side. This is a curbside kit, and where these two screw posts are, it's a little dimple here and a little, not so much, but a slight dimple here too, so you can probably, let's see if I can move it around in the light a little bit. There, you can see them there. You can see how shiny this is, so I guess this was designed just to be buffed out with this gray, and maybe that's why that paint didn't lay down flat on this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to scuff this. And there's back here on the C-pole little seam line there and a seam line here. What else? We got a little plastic ridge here. So I'll do a little sanding on this, try and clean it up. Then I will, I think, put some glazing putty over these little dimples and prime it, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. Alright, that's it for now. Time for me to get sanding. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to Rich's Garage. This is the repaint of my friend's Camaro. I did a little checking, and underneath the chassis of the car it says Revell 2007. And so I did a little checking, and it looks like this was a snap together kit. It was painted silver. So what you saw in the last video was really the silver paint that it was molded in. And my friend's is a 2012. I think it's pretty similar in body style. I think it's just like some trim things that may be different. But I went through and I sanded this with 800 grit, and then I went back with 1000 grit and some heavier grits in some of the spots to mold some of these seam lines that were in back. I really don't know how this kit goes together because I don't have any instructions as to how it goes together. This is just how I got it. But the body looks pretty good. There were those little injection marks that I sanded, and I'm going to prime over them and see. I think they're pretty much very faint here. I want to see what it looks like after I prime it, if it's going to show through or not. But just want to give you a quick look of it. Sand it down, and now I'm going to go prime it, and I'll show you what it looks like after I prime it. Okay, bye. Okay everyone, we're back with the primed Camaro. It's been about 10 days since the clip that we just segued from, and she's all set in primer. I used a Rust-Oleum primer through an airbrush. I decanted and sprayed through an airbrush, and I find it takes about a week until I'm satisfied that the odor is pretty much gone. Then I know it's outgassed enough. Then what I did was I went and I masked the top, and I just sprayed just that craft acrylic mix that I made for a satin black to get the interior black. And I want, even though you may not even see some of this stuff, I always just spray the whole thing black, so I have even tone. And not that you're getting light through there, but just as a matter of procedure, I do that. There's a little bit of little black mist on this, which maybe got underneath some of the little masks that I had on here, but it looks good. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. The little dimples that were in the hood, it looks like with the primer and the sanding before and then the primer, it's pretty much gone. The mirrors and the spoiler, which I had I kind of twisted off, they're primed as well. So the next thing for this is to sand it and just get it as smooth as possible, and then I will spray it with see this in here? Yep, this is the Model Masters Gloss Black. So I'm going to go with this acrylic, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'll probably put a couple of coats on that. But there you have it. So it's I know it's been a little bit of a while. I wound up putting all these clips together. I've been working on this off and on for, I guess, the past 3 weeks or so. Yeah, so it's coming along. I think it's going to come out nice. And next time you'll see this, hopefully we'll have some black on it. Alright guys, that's about it. One last look around. I talked about how I was going to smooth off this, where the front bumper went. And I'm not sure, but this might have been a separate piece that was glued on, to be honest with you. I really don't know how this goes together. But I did some sanding there on the back too to blend that some. And there you have it. Here's some of the other stuff that I took care of. Alright, that's enough for now. We'll talk to you soon.